Oh, that was dumb. Why did I do things? What's going on, guys? If you want to support our content and pick up this month's amazing Patreon rewards, you can do so at patreon.com/itresolves. If you're interested in custom playmats and sleeves, visit yourplaymat.com and use code ITRESOLVES10YP for 10% off your entire purchase. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another Historic Brawl video. Before we jump into this one, as always, guys, if you are not already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy these videos, leave a like for us. That really does go a long way to help us out. If you don't like the video, that's okay too. We just appreciate you giving it a shot. But anyway, we are going to be jumping back into Historic Brawl. As I said in the previous video, which I will link up here in the annotations, we're trying some, like, I'll say, for lack of a better term, maybe fan favorite decks, or just some really popular decks, this time being Niv-Mizzet, Parun. This is an interesting one, though. This is very up my alley in terms of the way that it plays, which is very instant and sorcery focused. Obviously, whenever we play an instant or sorcery, whenever any player plays an instant or sorcery, we draw a card, but then this also deals 1 damage to any target when we draw a card. So that could be a creature, it could be a planeswalker, it could be a player, it could really be anything, which is pretty awesome. It also can't be countered and is just a big 5/5 flyer, so very useful. A lot of the rest of the deck is very burn focused, so Abrades, Shivan Fire, Blitz, Fire Prophecy, Lava Coil, a lot of stuff to kind of take advantage of this and stack a lot of damage. And additionally, we do have a little bit of counter magic, things like Disdainful Stroke, Memory Lapse, Negate, just for a little bit of control, but that's not really the focus. The focus is very heavily on burning and drawing cards so we can deal a lot more damage. So we do have a lot of card draw things like Brainstorm, which is Curiosity here if we can, Opt, etc. At the top end, we've got some Time Warp effects with literally Time Warp, as well as Alron's Epiphany. We've got a number of Planeswalkers, a number of other really exciting spells, things like Thousand Year Storm, Double Vision in here, Shark Typhoon, a lot of things to kind of power up our Instants and Sorceries. We even have, if I can find it, wait for it, it's worth it, Fires of Invention, which is kind of a fun one because you get to do a lot of free stuff, and then of course Mizzet's Mastery in here to kind of replay everything. So we'll see how it goes. The idea is very simple. Ramp, play a bunch of Instants and Sorceries, hopefully win the game doing that. So we're going to spend 20 to 30-ish minutes playing a couple games. We'll see how many we get in. Previously, we got like 5 in. I'm expecting that not to happen today, but hey, we'll see. So let's go ahead, guys. Let's jump right in. Let's see how it goes. All right, guys, here we are for our first game. Now, the question is, do we want to keep this? Because this is a bit of a sketchy hand. I think no. We do get a free mulligan in this format, which I think is worth trying here. So let's do that. Let's see what we can get. Oh, this is also not great. We do have a playable spell with Brazen Borrower, and if we get a red source, we're actually okay. I'll keep it. I'm not feeling too good about it. We're not going to cycle away this. Oh, okay, perfect. Well, in that case, yeah, I think we still just throw this down. Is that correct? Yeah, we just throw this down and we'll see what happens here. We are against a Yorion deck, which is a little scary. A lot of times these bounce lists can be, I'll say, problematic for lack of a better term, but we'll see. Looks like they're going to scry too. Let's see if they one top, one bottom. Interesting. Okay. We're going to play the island here. That does leave up Brazen Borrower. Don't want to play the Sulfur Falls since it doesn't come into play untapped and kind of makes the Bonecrusher Giant a little bit useless. So we'll see what we can do here. Now, we could be aggressive and bounce this. I don't think we really need to. We can kill it next turn if we need to. So I'm going to let that happen. That's fine. We actually have Electrolyze as well if we need to, so we'll see. I do expect some amount of counter magic, I assume, from this list. Again, this is a new format for me, guys, so I'm on the learning curve by a long way. This is very, very new to me. Interesting. I think I'm just gonna kill it. Kind of an odd play by the opponent to do this now. I think I'm just gonna kill it though with the Bonecrusher Giant here. Or do we take the opportunity to Electrolyze? Maybe that's the better play. No, you know what? I am going to Bonecrusher Giant. It's a little I mean, it's technically more mana efficient, but I'd like to use this up and then leave open some stuff for next turn, and we can't do that this time. But that's okay. All right. Well, Big Daddy Teferi is here. That's a scary, scary play, but hopefully we can figure something out here. There's a Shark Typhoon, very, very good card. So we've got some options. We can do this and hits. That doesn't seem great. But it does ramp us, so I guess it might be worth it. Huh. It's a little tricky, actually. We can't just bounce the Teferi, which I don't think is good. I'm going to just play out the Solemn. We'll take this action. We'll get an island, so that way we get a little bit closer to this island or Mystic Sanctuary, excuse me, coming into play untapped. Other islands, okay. And we'll see what happens. We've got our double red. We do need another red source for the Niv-Mizzet at some point here, but we'll see. We do have some other really good turn 6 plays, so. Enchantment card, okay, very cool. Moon Blessed Cleric, interesting. Okay, there's the Thassa. Thassa's a scary card for sure. And an Opt. All right, how do we want to play this? I think first and foremost, I'm going to attack in at the Teferi. We'll see if they decide to block or not. It looks like they're not. Fine by me. In that case... I think we actually need to kill this. Whoops. So the reason being, this with Thassa is very, very scary. And so if they have a counter here, I'm assuming they're going to use it. Just going to bounce it. That actually negates the Ephemerate completely, which is really good for us because it does have rebound, so we don't really want them to have multiple activations there. And then we just get to bounce it, so... There's the Thassa, of course, and I assume they just play this back out. Yeah. Curious to see what they get this time. Let's see. Ah, okay. That's funny. Sure, I mean, that makes sense. I get it. So we need to be careful what we play here. Permanent and opponent controls. All right, so we do want to be kind of careful with that. Let's see what they get off of the Cleric this time round. They do. This is, I mean, it's a scary place to be for sure. Mizzet's Mastery. We only have that, so that doesn't seem great. All right. Well, again, first things first. Let's get an attack in here. We are going to try and manage this as best we can. I don't want to play either of these two, simply because they just have Elspeth Conquers Death, which is a really good answer to any of that. We could opt here. I mean, that's okay. It doesn't seem great. We could just throw the Bonecrusher Giant out, which I think we will. And then at the end of their turn, we can Brazen Borrower, just to have a threat that they can't easily deal with thanks to the timing of it all, because obviously this is an enchantment focused deck. This is no surprise that they're just trying to deal as much as they can in terms of enchantments, and it makes a lot of sense given it's a Yorion deck. So sure, okay, yeah, so they still can play the Elspeth Conquers Death here. And I'm curious to see if they do. What do they have in their graveyard? Really just the Charming Prince. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so we'll let this resolve first. Let this resolve. And then at the end, we play the Brazen Borrower, hopefully being able to... we might be able, probably not, but we might be able to kill Teferi this time. We'll see. I don't have high hopes of that, but we do want to make sure we're doing the best we can. Oh, nice. All right, let's throw this out. If they have a counter, I'm assuming they're going to use it. If they don't, then great. Looks like they don't. There's a ley line of anticipation. That's actually very good for us. All right, well, first things first, send in the team over to Teferi, seeing if we can do this. Okay. Sure. That's fine. I'll attack here. So they do have to block the Solemn if they would like to keep Teferi around, or if they just have a flash spell of some kind, they might, you know, have an option there. But looks like they just have the Omen. Very good card, but probably... Oh, that does have flash, so I guess they can play that. They scry it one to the top, one to the bottom. Interesting. Okay, so they could peg it onto something and then block the other, or block this. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So we're gonna draw a card here. Let's see what we get. I would love to take that action. Thank you so much. All right, let's play this out. Leyline might bait out the Elspeth Conquers Death is kind of my thought here. So let's try for this. And then I think we just pass. We'll opt at some point and see what we can kind of get here. Because we have Burn in our deck, it might have been worth it to have opted already. But we might actually come up with a reasonable time to do it here in a minute. So we'll see. This is an interesting game. This is a tough one. This is a very tough one. Okay, there's the Yorion. Yes. So let's see really quick. Let's scry and draw. Not exactly what we're looking for. If we can get a burn spell. Ooh, Agent of Treachery is kind of fun. Okay. Sure. That's scary. Kind of surprised they didn't go for the Elspeth Conquers Death first, to exile one of our things and then be able to kind of play it back, but that's okay. They did not attack with anything. I'm curious to see what we can do here. Resolve. I'm really banking on the Shark Typhoon landing, which is part of why I'm not just letting this happen, but... Ooh, that's helpful. This is a scary place to be. We're gonna try and go for this. We're gonna try and exile this. I think Thassa is definitely the problem card here. Does it work? Oh no, it's supposed to exile it. Is that not? Oh, that was dumb. Why did I do things? Why do I do things? Yeah, that was just a mistake. That's okay. I was hoping that because it's trying to exile it, that sucks. I hate that. I hate that so much. Just a misplay on my end though, that's fine. They can very easily kind of kill the Chandra here if they'd like. We'll see what they decide to do. We could have even done that with Flash, but I guess that doesn't really matter. All right. Sure. Makes sense. Bit of an overkill on their end. I mean, I guess it definitely gets rid of it. I don't know. We do have Agent of Treachery here. Maybe that's something we should do. See, the trick here, by the way, guys, is they bounce this. That comes back. When it enters the battlefield, they reset all of this stuff and get it all back. So it's basically endless activations off of all this. We should have killed the Yorion. I hate that we did that, but that's okay. That would have set them back. Or, honestly, the Teferi, but either one. Copy it, you may cast a copy. Okay. But we still only have a few things, so that's not that good. Yeah, we'll see what we can do here. So we can steal the Thassa, that's kind of fun. gonna do this. We do have to keep in mind all of our things have flash, so it's kind of freebie ways to cheat stuff into play on their turn, which is obviously really, really good. So we're gonna try and do some of that, I think. This is a tough game. This is a good game. I definitely screwed up already, but we're still in it, technically. That killed the birth of Miletus. I don't think the opponent's playing super, super cleanly either. Do I just want a Shark Typhoon here? Or do I want a Niv-Mizzet? Or Agent of Treachery. All are great options. I'm gonna just go for the Shark Typhoon. Let's just see if this lands. Shark Typhoon's a really fun one. This again may kind of incentivize them to Elspeth Conquers Death here. But this just means if we do draw any instant or sorcery spell, we get a little extra value out of it, which is important. And then I'm just worried about throwing the Agent of Treachery out, to be honest. We'll see though. Sure. This is kind of the shields up play, if I have to kind of put a label to it, so we'll see if this actually works. See, I'm confused why they don't bounce Yorion and then reset their board. That seems like the right thing to do. Is that what they're doing this time? I think so. So they draw 2 and then gain 2. Beginning of the next end step. Yeah. Cool. Okay. I'm gonna Agent of Treachery, taking this, and then I can bounce this with the Thassa and then steal the Yorion. In my head, this is a really cool play. It probably won't work. Ow, come on. They had just the exact counter. Ugh. Yeah. I think we're slowly losing this game. I think we could have not won, but definitely been in a much better position. Had we been able to kill, or either kill the Yorion or kill the Teferi, we would have been in much better shape. That was just such a dumb play on my end, but that's okay. I mean, we're almost 20 minutes into this game already. That's pretty killer. We'll have to play another game after this, but there's a Banishing Light to kill the Shark Typhoon. Yeah. I mean, is the writing on the wall is my thing. There's a Shark Typhoon. We'll see what card we draw, but depending on what we draw here, I think we'll probably just concede. There's very little we can do against this at this point. Even, I think, our sweepers in this list, like Storm's Wrath, I wouldn't solve the problem at the very least. We're going to take that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, but that doesn't. Yeah, we could overload this, but I mean, we get an opt and an electrolyze. It's not great. We can try and just Niv-Mizzet and then just start to mow stuff down, but even that doesn't really do it. Yeah. And they at this point have a million things in their hand. I mean, what do we do? I think, guys, I'm going to go ahead and concede. I know we're a little prematurely doing this, but I think it's okay. This game's going to go on for a little while longer, but I think they're going to win. So I'm going to go ahead and concede. Let's jump into game 2. Let's see how it goes. All right, guys, here we are for game number 2. Let's see if we can do just a little better this time. We definitely didn't play up to par in the last game. Now, do we want to keep this hand? We've gotten into the Royal, which is a little bit of interaction early on, and then Solemn to hopefully come down. I think we'll give this one a shot. I don't have high hopes. It's a little, I mean, obviously we need red mana, but Solemn is potentially going to help us out in that regard. We are against a Chainer discard deck, I assume. madness, graveyard shenanigans, all kinds of fun stuff. So there's another blue source. Sure. Interesting. Okay. Definitely a heavy discard deck. Kind of curious to see what they... Chainer's Edict is a really cool card, by the way. Yep. Just gonna keep doing the thing. Was really hoping to hit a red source, but that's okay. Solemn is gonna help us get there, and then we do have Time Warp that we can just kind of take an extra turn as needed. Gonna take the one, not worried about that. End of the Royal, if something crazy comes down, we can certainly use it. We don't really need to right away, but we'll see. Afflict 3, whenever an opponent casts a spell, okay. I'm gonna take the opportunity here just to bounce it. Just kind of blink the turn. Wow, another blue source. That's crazy. All right, let's get our red source. Let's take the action. We definitely need a mountain. All right, we're starting something at least. We'll see if we can make this work. So we do have Time Warp, like I said. So next turn we can drop a land, Time Warp. Okay, so I'm assuming they've got an infinite combo. With the Grinning Ignis, that's always a worry, we'll say. We do have Storm's Wrath. Let's attack. If they want to block it, that's fine. I don't really care. All right, so this is gonna fill their graveyard a little bit. So my question is, do we want to do this now before they have any kind of infinite combo? I think the answer is yes. I say questioningly. But I think that at the very least slows them down. It's not perfect, but hopefully it'll stem the bleeding a little bit, and then next turn we can kind of do the whole Time Warp extra turn kind of deal. We need one more red source, and we've got Niv-Mizzet. Excuse me. Okay. I mean, we've got ways to deal with that, so that's fine. From your graveyard this turn. Okay. Ooh. I mean, that's really fun. I'm gonna try this. We're gonna take some time here. This may be a bad idea, but this is the cool play, and we're here to do the cool play. It looks like, by the way, we're probably only going to get 2 games in this time, and that's fine. I think we do want to leave up Solemn as a blocker here. They probably, I mean, they might attack with Chainer, they might not, but crucially, we just don't want them to grab anything from the graveyard that's maybe a little scary. We don't know what they could have in the graveyard, so I don't really want to mess that up. All right, there's a Mire Triton, that's fine. Wow, Croxa, very good. If they don't have another red land out, did they play a land this turn? I honestly don't remember. We need to exile Graveyard Effect. That would be great. They're just gonna pull Croxa, maybe? Ah, okay. I mean, that's fine. I think I'll block it. Get a little less damage. We also draw a card here, which actually could be great for us. If we just draw like an Opt or something kind of silly, that could be really good. Okay. All right, so definitely this. Storm's Wrath does just wipe the board, which I think is probably just worth it. We don't have quite enough lands to do double, but that's okay. Let's do this. This is going to put a -1 counter here, and then obviously 4 to everything, which is nice. Now the question is, do we just want to go for the wizard class, activate it, and then let that be, or do we want to experimental overload? I think we're going to go this route and fill our hand up just a little bit. We know that they've got a Croxa in the graveyard, so I'd like to have some fodder options here. There is our red source. That's kind of nice. And we can discard just the Izzet Locket or something like that here, and that's fine. Interesting. What a game. What a couple. The two games that we've had have been actually very good, I think. This also gives us a 2/2 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we've got more lands. So yeah, that's kind of nice. All right. I have high hopes, guys. I have high hopes. It'd be great if we could do this time warp once, experimental overload, bring back the time warp. And then we're kind of set for the next turn. That'd be kind of sick. Whenever you draw a card, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. It's also very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here comes Big Daddy Croxa. Obviously just going to discard the Izzet Locket. The other cards are much more important to us at the moment, so that's fine. And hopefully they just don't have anything else that's like super crazy. Time Warp is going to be helpful here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 mana available, which 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can do both of these. We have a couple ways we can play this, though. That's kind of the fun part. Is there an instant or sorcery that we really, really want? Or do we just want to take the extra turn now? Let's take the extra turn. This doesn't get exiled, crucially, in case you were not sure how that works. So we're going to do this. That also gives us a bigger experimental overload. So we're going to bring this back. We actually get to copy this. It might just be End of the Royal. I know that seems kind of weak, but... Or maybe it's Electrolyze. I'm going to take Electrolyze. We'll see. I don't know. We got options. There's a land... All right, if we do this, we then only have 3 mana left over, which does leave up the Electrolyze, which isn't bad. Alternatively, we can throw this out and just take another extra turn. We also still leave up the Electrolyze. Let's do this first. See if they know about the Electrolyze, so I really doubt they take this, but hey, you never know. Cool. We get 4 damage in. All right, let's do this. We can actually throw this out as well. And then I'm gonna do this. Yeah, we're just gonna deal as much damage as we can this turn. Kind of just want to draw some cards. So this becomes a draw 2, deal 4, which is pretty solid. Because we are taking an extra turn here, so I want to make sure we're doing something with it. Narset's very good. This is also very good. And we can do both. So yeah, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna attack in with this, because then we can Bonecrusher if they want. Or if we want. And I think we do. And this is kind of what we're just trying to do, is like push through as much damage as we possibly can. So that trades that out. We're gonna throw Narset down. We're gonna do this. Oh, what do we want to do here? I think it might just be opt. I know it's kind of silly, but like, we do this now and we actually get to draw 2. We don't. I'm not gonna use a counter here, I don't believe. Deal the damage. Deal the damage. Brainstorm, yes. So Brainstorm is very good because we have Niv-Mizzet on the field, obviously. And we also are refilling our hand. This is kind of the crucial thing because they do have Crocs on the field. We need to be able to refill our hand a good bit. So if they do just happen to play this out, while we're still going to take some damage, we have cards that are fodder cards to discard while we've got Brainstorm in the hand that we can use hopefully later on. So I feel okay about our position now. The multiple extra turns definitely help. 1,000-Year Storm is an all-star, by the way. Absolutely love it. All right, there's Chainer. Sure. That doesn't seem super good. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess they just play Croxa. Is that right? Yeah, I'm just gonna do this, but it just dies immediately. Like, that doesn't seem that good. All right, so we draw a card. We're gonna deal 1 damage here and get this Chainer out of here. All right. Oh, and we win. We did it. We did it. All right, let's chat about this deck for just a minute. Okay, so all in all, we only got to play 2 games. The first one did go a little bit long, and the second one really wasn't a super short game either, so I apologize. I know we didn't get too much gameplay. I mean, we got good gameplay in, but it wasn't multiple games. But regardless, we got a win. I think against controlled lists where the burn is less valuable, we're going to see this deck not do quite as well. I think that's just an inherent truth of the deck. We also didn't really get going in that first game, and obviously I misplayed quite heavily. The second game, I think we sequenced much better. I think we learned a little bit. The time warp sequencing, I thought we did a pretty solid job on. Just because we were able to get multiple creatures out, we were able to get multiple time warps off, and then, of course, bring it back with the experimental overload. So I enjoyed this one. I love this one a lot. Does it compare to the first sliver? I think they're just different. I think the first sliver is much more aggressive. Just flood the board, do as much damage as you can, hope you win. Whereas this is a little bit more finesse in terms, or you have to have a little bit more finesse when playing it, solely because there's a lot more interactive stuff that you can do. And the great thing about it, though, is it adds so much value to every card in your deck, because every instant and sorcery that you play can do so many things. I mean, if you draw a card like an Opt, as an example, we saw it just in this last game. We copied it. All of a sudden, we're drawing extra cards. We're scrying extra times. We're dealing damage because of Niv-Mizzet. And then again, the copies coming from the 1,000-Year Storm. So to me, this is just a really fun, long value kind of deck. And I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did. I really hope you did. If you did, please make sure to leave a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. We'd really appreciate it. And again, please make sure you check out the previous Historic Brawl list that we did. That first sliver deck was on point. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you again either later today or tomorrow with some more gameplay stuff. But until then, have a great day, guys. I'll see you later.